You're now sitting at the Wavetable.
Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the Wavetable, everyone. This week, my guest is Manafex. Would you like to... Yo, not much, man. How you going?
I'm good, man. Thank you so much for having me on. It's a pleasure.
That's all good, man. Just want to spread the love and all that good shit. So, do you want to tell me what you do and kind of what your music and your whole journey? Let me know where you've been.
Good question. So, hello, my name is Manafex. I'm a DJ producer who specializes in bass music. I've been DJing for 8 years, professionally for about 5. I started in hardstyle and kind of just moved into sort of bass music sort of stuff. At the moment, I specialize in what's called chopping. So it's where you take 2 or more tracks, drop them at the same time, and you chop between them. I usually do 4 to 8. I'm relatively new to production. I'd say I've been producing seriously for about 3 years. I'm only just now starting to release some original stuff and getting the ball rolling. So, yeah.
Hell yeah, man. I'm liking the original stuff that I'm hearing, as well as the remixes. That Infect remix. Oh, mate, those fucking basses.
Oh, man, thanks. I'm glad that you enjoyed it.
So, I was having a listen to Project Chop the other day. I've listened to it a couple of times, actually. And fucking hell, man. I'm not a DJ, but even I can tell it just flows so much better than a lot of mixes I've heard from real big artists, you know?
Fuck, man, that's a huge compliment. Thank you.
No worries, man. So, what kind of preparation went into creating Project Chop?
So first off, for context, Project Chop is my ADHD mixing outlet at the moment, for lack of a better term. So I really like high energy, consistent changing music. And so I was like, okay, let's create a platform to kind of do that in excess. And then we can have regular mixes and guest mixes and stuff on the side. The preparation that goes into it is I will usually start looking for routines, and I can get into how I do that in a minute. Once I have maybe half the mixes routines done, I start to think of an order and a flow and kind of an energy of the mix. So usually we have the start, which that's its own kind of thing. Very high energy at the start, then it kind of dips a little bit, and then it goes kind of up again, and then really low, and then up again, and then kind of ends on something weird, which is at the moment the 175 chopping stuff. And then usually I'll kind of just fill the gaps in routine-based stuff, making new routines. So once I kind of have a general sort of idea of where the gaps are, I can cater the routines to the gaps and kind of get a bit more of a cohesive flow, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. So
yeah.
Overall, approximately how many hours would you say went into just creating that one mix?
Fuck. Well, funnily enough, the thing that took the longest was the intro. So prior to Manafex, I was known as Infectious. And under Infectious, I would do lots of kind of very comedic, out of the box sort of intros. But the point of Manafex was to kind of take that, tone it down a bit, and kind of make it a bit more serious. So I kind of spent a long time thinking, how am I going to be serious but comedic in my own way? And one day I was walking along, taking listening to the mix and writing down notes and stuff for stuff to fix. I thought, oh yeah, you could do a skit about, how much fucking trouble you have with computers and they're just crashing on you and shit. That's a thing that everyone can relate to. So started off with that. And so I did. I guess for hours, bro. I don't know, a long time.
Too damn high.
Too damn high, bro. My own worst critic, and it just never ends with a fucking product. But yeah. Probably maybe 100. like, yeah, it's a very long time just because of
Holy
like
shit.
each section takes a lot of work, and like first you have to come up with a routine, and then you have to nail the routine, and then you have to clean the routine up, and then you have to be like, all right, can I do it live? If not, pre-record it, etc., etc. There's a lot of planning goes into it. It's kind of obsessive.
You guys who do those fucking like octo chops live are insane. Like,
I think it's so sick. Oh, it's so cool.
But yeah, since you're talking about how you like to incorporate some comedy, but you've kind of toned it down, that I gotta say that like I think it was like a 7-minute mix for a competition or something.
I know the one. I know exactly the one.
It was like my enormous penis. I forgot like.
Oh my god! Okay. That is my most popular mix, and I hate it. I hate it so much. It's so messy, and I remember when I made it because I got tagged in a competition. They're like, "Hey, we're hosting this competition." Blah 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 blah. And the due date was like 2 days after I got tagged, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I really want to enter." So I stayed up all night, just like trying to record it and playing it out, and be like, I didn't realize that you can edit shit afterwards. So I was kind of like, all right, we have to nail it in one fucking go. And so it'd be like, click, 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 fuck, click, 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 fuck, click, 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 mad. Yeah, it's a thing.
You must have been pissed off once you found out you could edit.
Oh, I've punched my chair so many times. My old roommates, but they get so sick of just hearing click, 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 fuck, and then I'd eventually just like swing my door open and be like, fuck this, I need a break.
Oh man. Oh god. So I'm kind of scared to ask now, but when's volume 2 of Project Chop coming out?
I've already started like planning it and kind of gathering routines. Because Melbourne right now is in a lockdown, it makes it kind of easier for me to focus my time purely on this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't really have a release date. I don't like to advertise things until they're done. So because I'm so critical of stuff that it'll be done one day and then I'll go back to it and it won't be done the next.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know the drill.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, give me like a month or 2.
Hell yeah. Sounds good. I'd really like to dive into like the specific process behind a mix. Like for someone who doesn't DJ, I really want to find out like how you figure out what tunes go together well and stuff like that.
It's kind of a process. So initially I will start with what I call a core track. All of these terms is just random stuff that I've made up to kind of explain it to people a bit better. So I'll start off with a core track, and that will be the kind of carrier, I guess. That's the general vibe of your chop. And then I'll kind of figure out how the synths move. So is it like anchored to the kick, or is it like one of those synths where it flows with the whole song, or is it, fucking triplets or et cetera, sustain notes, whatever. And then I'll figure out, first off, I'll try and find tracks that are kind of structured similarly and kind of work them together. And you kind of learn where the spaces are that you can kind of fill with other tracks. And then I will more or less kind of, so let's say you have a track that A Sudden Death does it a lot, where his older stuff, a lot of his synths are anchored to the kick, but there's a space between them. You can fill that space with another track, or you can play another track with stuff anchored to the kick and switch it on each kick. So that's kind of a very vague idea of how I'd start it. And then it'll kind of go, the chops are very structured in kind of like either 4 or 8 bar sections. So it'll be like dun, 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 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'd be better if I had like a visual kind of thing, but yeah, I guess it's just to kind of summarize it. You're making space for other tracks to fit in, and you kind of just you can learn what tracks fit in by structure or by key, or there's a various amounts of stuff. And then transition is just like I use a lot of reverb personally because I'm not very good at transitioning from routines. but you can transition through key, or with rhythm specifically, a lot of it is just like kick, clap. It's very empty, so it leaves a lot of room for transitions, etc., etc. You know the drill.
Yeah. How big of a role do you find that key plays in like rhythm and dubstep stuff? Like,
not a lot, but then again, I personally don't seek it, but you can kind of hear it by ear. So, you know, even as something as like there might be a key on the 3 of your outro, and that key clashes with the key on the 4 of your track that you're bringing in, and it kind of sounds a bit jarring, but overall, not as much as other genres. So, for maybe like drum and bass or like house specifically, they do a lot of like key matching, whereas dubstep's kind of a bit over the place with that kind of stuff.
Fair enough. And yeah, how do you know when it's like before you were kind of talking about, oh, you can't see my hand, but you're talking about the ups and downs of how the intro is like really energetic, and then it kind of goes down, and then it goes up again and even more down. What about when you're playing like live? How do you know when it's time for kind of a break and that people aren't going to be mad at you for stopping the beat?
People, you can visibly see people are tired for the most part. No, like actually, like you can, if you're playing a high energy drop and you can see that people are kind of, they're wanting to dance, but they're just fucking exhausted.
Okay, fair enough.
So that would be a good indicator. Another thing is like time. Because I like so many different subgenres of bass music, I want to fit them all into one mix. Like I really like deep stuff. I really like fast stuff. I like heavy stuff. I like thumpy stuff. I like so much different stuff. It's a good excuse to kind of have a down area where it gets a bit deep and a bit mellow. Someone once told me that a mix you're supposed to be kind of like a roller coaster. You know, it builds up and it goes down, and there's like slow parts and high parts, etc., etc.
That's a good way to look at it. It definitely helps me out a bit. So did you find out that DJing helped you when you started producing? I'd assume the answer is like a big fucking yes, but
kind of. So I'm finding at the moment, because I'm so used to the stock standard structure of songs, because to make a routine, I'm just scrolling through my record box library going, no, maybe, no, yes. So I hear the same kind of stuff over and over and over again. So I'm finding that it's very difficult for me to sit down and make something that's kind of stock standard. I'm always just doing random bullshit, which kind of doesn't help me in the sense that I'm still learning. So random bullshit is all well and good, but if you're not educated on the fundamentals, it can kind of turn out a bit weird. But
yeah, I know that.
But it's like, yes. In short answer, yes, it has helped in its own way.
Cool. Do you have any advice for people like me, producers who haven't started DJing yet, on how to get into it?
Don't be afraid of it. So it's very easy to look at a DJ deck and go, what the fuck is that? I don't understand any of it. When realistically, it's not that scary. Not only that, but have fun with it. Just experiment with it. You know, just take maybe a playlist of, it could be 10 to 15 of your favorite tracks, and just run them through Rekordbox, have a play with them, and kind of learn what you like in regards to what. So, you know, that could be transition-wise, what follows another song really nicely, etc., etc. And you kind of build up not only an ear for it, but kind of a library of your own sort of transitions and like vibes, for lack of a better term. And that's how you start learning. You can learn how you enjoy mixing, because it's very easy to put DJing in this whole, like, it's all the same, but it's not. There's so many little intricacies to it. You could be playing the same genre, but you play it differently. So you kind of learn how you mix and what you enjoy doing, and then it kind of just goes from there.
Cool. Yeah, I never really thought about just like having a small playlist and just listening to that a bit and then trying to DJ with that. because like I'm trying to get into DJing, and I was just thinking about just like filling up a folder with tunes and chucking the whole thing in your record.
It's very, very easy to overwhelm yourself with like this kind of stuff, especially, you know, if you're like someone who's surrounded by people that DJ or whatever. It's very easy to get daunted by it or whatever, but it's all fun and games at the end of the day.
And I think it's funny how everyone's like, "Oh, DJing is like easy. All they do is play tracks." But then like those same people will look at a deck and be like, "Oh shit, I don't know anything."
Yeah, dead ass, right? It's weird because like DJing kind of gets a bad rap because fundamentally it is easy. You know, if you're mixing from A to B, like it's pretty simple. But there's so many little creative intricacies that you can kind of bring out from the simplicity of it, that's kind of what fascinates me about it, is that fundamentally, yes, it's easy, but you can make it hard, and that's really fun.
Cool. So let's jump over to your production side of things for a bit.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about your Infect release, your remix of Infect for the BR Coat Disciple competition.
Okay.
How's the reception been on that so far? Because looks like it's got quite a few comments and stuff.
It's hard to tell. So, the track itself is kind of weird. It's kind of a good example of like, I did a thing without kind of using references or anything. I just kind of laid it all out and was like, this sounds kind of cool and weird and wacky. It's getting an okay response. It's very hard for me at the moment to kind of look at the success of it and go, yeah, that's good, when I've had bigger successes in the past.
Right.
Which is, it's stupid because it's exploring a different avenue. You know, I've never really posted production stuff before. But it's definitely getting the attention of people that wouldn't normally pay attention to me. So that's cool.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really good because they might become new mix listeners and then,
Yeah.
They might get more people involved as well.
Yeah, come enjoy the spurginess.
You're also releasing on a label recently, right?
Yeah, I had my first original release with a couple of my friends on Syndicate Audio, and that was my first, not my first written original, but my first original release called Robotic. And sad story about that is that track also gives me the irrits because the project corrupted before I could finish it.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, bro. Oh, my God. I like... because I was transferring it from laptop to PC to like clean it up a bit, and it obviously something went wrong. But yeah, it's a very cool kind of like concept with, you know, being very robotic in sound design and structure and whatnot.
Yeah, that was a dope track as well.
Thank you.
Have you got Splice installed?
No. And the reason being because I would just get completely lost in it immediately. Oh, bro, I would go fucking insane. I'd be like, I'm sort of like, because of the mixing that I do, I'm a bit of a track hoarder. Like, I have a ridiculous amount of tracks, and I would be the same with samples. So I kind of have to limit myself. Otherwise, I just go crazy.
Okay, here's the plan, though. You install Splice, but you don't actually pay for the subscription. Because
free shit, I'm on board.
Yeah, dude, listen. Splice will automatically back up all your tracks to the cloud.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, so you didn't have to have that corrupt file.
Oh, crap. So, like, how often does it back it up?
Literally every time you press save.
Really?
Yeah.
So, if you save something, will it overwrite the previous save?
No, it makes a new version on Splice.
What the fuck? Is there like a kind of a max amount of storage that you have?
I don't think so, because it doesn't upload the samples, just the project file.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's actually a really good idea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump on that.
Anyone out there who has fucking project file corruption issues, get on Splice.
Yeah, shit, man. That's super handy.
And you've also got another music release coming out soon, right?
Yeah, I have a few. I'm kind of in this weird limbo at the moment where the stuff that I have finished isn't at the same quality at the stuff that I'm writing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because because of where I'm at producer wise, I'm learning consistently. I have a very kind of supportive group of friends, as you know, because you've come and hang out with us a few times. So I'm learning consistently. So yes, I do have a release soon. I don't have a date just yet, but it should be at the end of the month, if not the start of the next month. Yes, that's short answer. Yes.
I find that like when I'm rapidly improving and like my finished tracks are starting to sound shit to me before they even get released, what I'll do is like I'll upload them all private on SoundCloud and go listen to them in the car, and then I'll just write notes on every single one of them.
That's what I do on the way to work. Is I have the same playlist and I critically listen to stuff on the way to like work or while I'm like jogging or whatever.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I find that really like helps keep everything like on an even playing field, like even quality.
Yeah, for sure. The like review time where you can kind of take a step back. Yeah.
Like the amount of things that there's one thing in my new EP that I didn't catch. The snare kind of on the last track of the EP, the snare kind of sounds like garbage, but other than that,
the classic snare sounds like shit.
Oh god. So is there any other like DJ or producer related stuff that you would like to elaborate on or talk about?
Well, that depends. Like, much like my mixes, my like creative life is very just fucking all over the place. I with Manafex at the moment, I have a lot of kind of ideas and stuff that I want to take it in, but they're all kind of off in their own direction. I really want to get into video editing and like doing that like augmented reality kind of stuff where you kind of
yes.
Oh bro, how fucking sick does that look?
Sick.
Oh my god.
Dude, can you imagine like when a fucking VR door comes out?
Yeah. Dude,
holy
actually
fuck.
there's a friend of a friend who was currently looking for VR related sound design. Just for like games and stuff like that. And I kind of obviously put my hand up and was like, hey, I'd give that a go. So that might be an opportunity to open up on.
That's sick.
Yeah, there's tons of shit that I want to do. But I kind of get lost in my own sort of like too much shit.
Yeah, I feel I kind of feel like that as well. But then I kind of have a limit, and then I think of more ideas and I just like write them down and forget about them until I have time to actually do them.
Yeah, that's what I do too. My notes are fucking stacked. Yeah.
Okay, let's switch it up. Like, who's your favorite producer? And then okay, and if it's not, let's go DJ as well. Give me like a DJ who doesn't produce, and then your favorite producer as well.
Fuck. All right. Well, DJ that doesn't produce is called Shivers the Butcher. He's a rhythm DJ. He's kind of like a pioneer of like well, I'm not really that educated in rhythm, so I don't want to get like impaled by the rhythm Nazis. But as far as I'm aware, he's one of the kind of pioneers of the genre and the mixing of like chopping and whatnot. You know, the Butcher. I'm a big fan of Squanto, naturally, you know.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I remember when the first time I saw his videos, I was not only like just mesmerized by it, but I was like, I could do that. Yeah, so I kind of, that started stuff. I'm a big fan of Headhunters. He's a massive inspiration as to where I'm at now. Just the like positivity and kind of, you know, follow your dreams kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a massive Infect fan as well. The way he like makes his synths are so clean, and how like I know that it's very minimalistic, but how he writes his tunes really kind of wraps around the synthesis, and so I love clean synthesis, man. And then like closer to home, I guess, my friend's Super Cool. He's a fucking mad lad. He makes like super ADHD tear out stuff, and it's sick.
Dope.
And then naturally, like my homies that have already been shouted out a million times, but Dreer, Hamish, Scribe, Space Prince, Tom the Freak, all those guys, you know, mean a lot to me. So they are my favorite people / DJs.
Hell yeah. I'm assuming you chose to remix the Infect track just because he was one of your favorites out of the Disciple remix comp.
Kind of. I remember scrolling through them and going, all right, Score, Crust and Jelly, and Ball Liquor are the ones that I want to remix. And I initially started with Ball Liquor, and I struggled with it so much to get like a cohesive, because I really wanted to make a like fuck off heavy tear out track to it. But I couldn't quite nail the sound design. But I'd actually had Score written with the remix. I had that track written before the remix competition came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So all I really did was import the stems, and it kind of just filled the gaps really nicely. So that's how that track got written, is I just basically imported everything, was like, oh, that sounds really cool. Okay, let's label that as a remix.
Sick. I think it's funny because you're doing you started on Ball Liquor and Score, and I'm doing Ball Liquor and Score as well. But
yeah,
you struggled on Ball Liquor. You struggled on Ball Liquor while I'm struggling on Score. Like, I think it's because like you mentioned, Infect has really clean sound design, whereas I'm just like FM and distort the fuck out of everything.
Yeah, bro.
It doesn't really work.
Yeah, I've looked. There's a few remixes that are kind of, they've taken that sort of tear out vibe. Well, not tear out, but like, you know, high energy sort of stuff, which is really cool. It's been really sick to see all the different creative ways that people have kind of taken this idea and stuff. Even your stuff was super sick.
Thanks, man. Thanks. It sounded so much better now. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
I can't wait till you can hear it.
Bro, the sustain with the guns over the top, it's a classic.
Oh, yeah. I actually changed the sustain completely. Like, I wasn't happy with the sound of that bass in general, so it's like a completely different bass now. But I reckon it's even better. So we've still got like 10, 15 minutes if you want to riff on anything else.
I guess I could kind of give a brief history of like the brand and stuff. I've noticed with this, because this is the first time I've ever done a podcast, and I'm fucking just like all over the place. So my DJing life from start to finish. Let's go. Do that. So I was introduced to EDM at a very, very young age. I was in year 2 when I first heard EDM. So I liked video games like any other kid back in the day. And one day, my babysitter noticed that I jam like the absolute fuck out of video game soundtracks. They're like, if you like this, then you might like this. And they showed me a video of a kid shuffling. His name was Moonboy. And
wait, that was Moonboy?
No relation to the dubstep.
Oh, okay.
No. No, this is like a really old video of some kid in like fat pants shuffling to a song called Ha 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 by SMF, I think. And it was a hardstyle track, and I was just obsessed with it the minute I heard it. And so I kind of just stocked up on tracks from year 2 to maybe like year 6. Broke many computers because of fucking LimeWire, like everybody else. And then after that, year 6 was the first time I ever got a deck. I got
fuck.
Yeah, bro, I've been absolutely obsessed with just EDM music from as long as I can remember. Year 6, I got my first deck. It was a DJ to go. It was just that like really like small kind of, you know, practicey type thing. And I mixed on that for 4 years, something like that. And then in year 10 was my first ever like gig per se. I got booked to play a house party, and that's when I got my first tractor. And then after I played that gig, I used to do like blue light discos and stuff like that. Man, I was fucking atrocious. I was so bad at it. But yeah, so that was my high school DJing career. And then once I left high school, I was like, all right, I want to turn this into a career, but I don't know how. First off, let's come up with a cool name. Like very vague kind of branding, make a promo mix and go from there. So that was when Infectious was born. Fresh out of high school, made the name Infectious. And then I was like, all right, I'm moving to Melbourne to become a DJ. Little did I know that we didn't really have a scene here, but
yeah.
So I made my first kind of guest promo mix, and I posted it, and it got like not very much traction. But I posted videos of me chopping, and they blew up really quick. One of my first videos got like 10K views in like a day or two. It was fucking crazy. It's shit. It's such a shit video, but it I got a lot of attention very quickly under Infectious, so I started kind of pumping out guest mixes, because my thought process was, if I have a following or people know who I am, they're more likely to book me. So I did guest mixes for Havoc Records, Rhythm Dubstep. I did a Shivers the Butcher's Choice mix, a few other like smaller ones, Last Life, Suits and Snares, stuff like that. And a lot of them got a fair amount of views. Some of them are at like 20K now.
Damn.
It sounds big, but it's just a number on a screen. It means nothing. Yeah. It's all about the people that you meet and like the experiences that you share with people through this kind of stuff that really kind of hits me close to home, I guess. And then my Infectious career kind of came to an end last year, where I decided to rebrand and kind of take things a bit more seriously and professionally with Manafex. And Manafex will be 12 months old on my birthday on September the 12th. So
nice.
That's kind of a very brief kind of history.
That was a good choice to rebrand like exactly on your birthday.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool, hey, especially because like the name is it's super the name is based off the word manifest. And it's a constant reminder to the people that follow me and myself that they are in control of their life. You know, I'm a big believer of like, if you want to do something, you can do it, no matter your race, no matter your age, no matter your like economic status. It's anything you want to do. It's a time investment, and that's it.
Yeah.
So it's the whole like manifest your reality. And the name came from like, have you ever had like your computer just like a power outage or something happen, and you're using speakers, and it kind of makes that like sort of, I don't know, like glitch sound.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of base it off that, like a computer saying manifest and it getting fucking turned off, because I'm like, computers are sick. I love the computer aesthetic. So yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's kind of cool how it's like you were being reborn with the like new alias. Like
yeah, something like that. Yeah, that was something cool like that. I just wanted it to be very like wholesome.
Yeah. And like you said, if you want to do it, then it's just a time investment. Like I'm living proof of that recently. Like, you know, I always was just like, I don't want to do this shit. Like, I just couldn't be fucked doing shit. But now, like, every day, 3 times a day, posting on Insta, fucking weekly podcasts, music. Like, after this EP comes out, I'm going to have monthly releases. So if you're out there,
congratulations. That's
thanks,
sick.
man. Thanks. Yeah, but fuck, if you're out there, guys, and you just like, I don't know, you just like playing games, watching movies or something, and you want to step it up with your music production or DJing or whatever it may be, just know that once you start doing all that productive shit, you just feel so much more fulfilled in general.
Yeah, for sure. You can do both as well. Like, it's all about time management, you know. It's like, personally, I'll wake up, do my morning exercise, and then produce or mix or music related stuff up until like, let's say a minimum of 5 hours a day, maximum of like 10. And then you still have time to play video games and do recreational stuff. It's all about a balance, I guess, with life. That whole like, it's all a balance kind of thing.
Like, when you think about it, 5 hours a day, it's really not that much. Like,
no.
if you actually get into a routine where you're doing 5 hours a day, and then you finish those 5 hours, and then you just go play games for the rest of the night, you'll be like, holy shit, I actually play games way more than I thought I did.
Fuck me. If Steam isn't the massive like insult to injury with the like the time counter of how many hours you've spent, oh my lord.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do. You realize that you spend a lot of time. It's very easy to get sucked into something like video games or Netflix or just kind of like things that entertain you immediately very quickly.
Yeah.
And once you kind of like divide your time, you can do both, I reckon.
Yeah. Once you know like the stuff that you're putting effort into, just know that that's like always going to pay off. No, even if it's just a little bit, like it's going to pay off. So don't stop doing it just because it doesn't give you instant gratification.
Exactly. Oh my God. Dude, that's the shit. It just like things that are hard now make life easier later.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I want to end on that. Things that are hard now make life easier later.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, thanks for coming on and talking, man. It was a pleasure having you.
Thanks for having my spurgy ass on, man. I hope it's not that hard to edit out, hey.
I don't think there was that much mic rape, or if any.
Can I end on it? Can I please?
Okay, yeah. wait, before we end, check out Manafex on SoundCloud for fucking dope mixes, music, etc.
Manafex on SoundCloud, Instagram, Facebook. Manafex. Come and join the fucking Spurgy mixes and yeah, come rage with the boys.
Now have some ear rape.
All right. Tell me something your mom doesn't know. Oh!